more
Yeah,
hopeful, as we've talked about. And let's use that example of that young man that I work with who had the tumor, the brain tumor.
definitely.
And he was in his 20s. And he and his wife ended up finding us, and we worked with him. In a few short months, he was actually able to write and speak, which he couldn't do when we first met him. They actually got so much better uh, that we taught her how to do it, and they were actually able to go on a vacation. And the interesting thing was, when once they came back from the vacation, uh, the disease started to take over, and he ended up in hospice. We went, had people working with him at least 2 or 3 times a day. And the interesting thing was, again, while we would work with him in that coma, he would always sigh. So there's something beyond just this physical conscious reality that's
Right.
going on. Yeah, and he would always sigh with that particular technique. Once he did finally die, and we went to the memorial service.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing was, his wife came up to me and went, out of all the techniques we did, BioTouch was the one that gave us hope.
Isn't that an interesting thing to say? Because he had passed on. What do you mean hope? What
Right,
does that mean?
right. And so it never was a hope about living forever,
Right.
but there was this internal hope. And we have seen over and over and over that doing BioTouch with people give them a sense within that everything's okay. You had that experience, you said, with your